Ford, General Motors, and Toyota just dropped a bombshell and blew up the entire car market? Yes, the automotive giants have made announcements so shocking they're leaving experts and consumers stunned. But what exactly is happening, and why should you care? Here's the deal. The industry is in turmoil. Ford is grappling with skyrocketing truck prices. General Motors is doubling down on electric vehicle production despite slumping demand. And Toyota, long known for reliability, is taking risks that could redefine its future. How are these companies adapting to plummeting consumer demand? What new features are they betting billions on? And most importantly, how will these dramatic shifts impact you? Stick around. What we're about to reveal will change how you see the automotive world forever. What's happening? Imagine walking into a dealership expecting to see the car of your dreams at a reasonable price, only to be hit with a price tag that seems designed for millionaires. Vehicles like the Ford F-150 starting at a jaw-dropping $85,000 and the Toyota Grand Wagoneer sitting at over $123,000 are far out of reach for the average consumer. Even more affordable options like the Toyota Prius Prime, advertised at around $28,000, are scarce on dealership lots. In reality, finding one under $35,000 is nearly impossible. This growing disconnect between advertised prices and what's actually available is fueling frustration among buyers. Automakers are focusing heavily on high-trim models, leaving lower-priced options as little more than marketing bait. The result? Consumers are walking away, unable to find cars within their budgets. And if the sticker shock wasn't enough, the story gets even worse. Automakers aren't just raising prices, they're systematically sidelining entry-level models altogether. Let me explain. Entry-level neglect. Entry-level cars are increasingly becoming an endangered species. Automakers are doubling down on producing higher trim models with larger profit margins, neglecting the needs of buyers looking for something affordable. Take the Ford Escape, a compact SUV that once served as a go-to option for budget-conscious families. Today, even the base models are priced at $30,000 or more. The story is the same across brands. Toyota's RAV4, often touted as a budget-friendly SUV, starts at an advertised $23,000. Yet dealership lots are flooded with models costing closer to $33,000. By prioritizing profitability over accessibility, automakers are alienating a significant segment of the market. First-time buyers, young families, and even loyal customers looking for reasonably priced upgrades. At the heart of this turmoil is the growing frustration of consumers. Buyers are tired of hearing about affordable options that never seem to make it to dealership lots. The disconnect between what automakers advertise and what's actually available is eroding trust. People walk in expecting to see vehicles in the $20,000 range, only to find themselves staring at price tags closer to $30,000 or $40,000. This frustration isn't just anecdotal, it's showing up in sales numbers. More and more buyers are delaying purchases or turning to the used car market, further straining dealerships already grappling with bloated inventories. The dream of owning a new car, once a milestone for many, is becoming increasingly out of reach for the average consumer. Luxury on the lot. Imagine walking into a dealership and seeing a dazzling Toyota Grand Wagoneer priced at over $120,000 sitting unsold under the showroom lights. This is not an anomaly, it's a pattern. Across the automotive industry, luxury vehicles are amassing on dealership lots, representing a brewing crisis for automakers and consumers alike. Ford's Raptor trucks, Toyota's RAV4 hybrids, and even highly anticipated models like the Ford Lightning are all suffering from a common problem: overproduction of premium vehicles. Automakers have doubled down on manufacturing high-end trims with advanced features, anticipating sustained demand from affluent buyers. But the reality is different. Vehicles like the Toyota Grand Wagoneer and Ford F-150 Platinum are staying put for months, sometimes years, creating a financial strain for dealers and tarnishing the allure of these luxury models. The overproduction issue reveals a profound miscalculation. While manufacturers aim to capture lucrative margins with premium vehicles, they overlooked critical signals from the market. The result? Thousands of vehicles loaded with luxury features and hefty price tags, languishing unsold and eroding the prestige of brands once synonymous with exclusivity. The inflated price myth. At the heart of this crisis is a pricing strategy that prioritizes profits over practicality. Automakers have shifted their focus to higher trims with higher margins, pricing out the average consumer in the process. Take the Ford Maverick, for example. Marketed as an affordable option for truck enthusiasts, its base model theoretically starts in the mid-$20,000 range. However, finding one under $35,000 is a rare occurrence. Toyota faces similar issues. The Prius Prime, advertised with a starting price of around $27,000, often sells for over $39,000 once dealership markups and added features are factored in. The same pattern is evident in models like the Toyota RAV4, where the entry-level price rarely reflects what is actually available to buyers. These inflated prices don't just alienate consumers, they create a credibility problem for automakers. Buyers grow skeptical of starting prices that feel more like bait-and-switch tactics. Over time, this erodes trust, making consumers less likely to engage with the brand altogether. The dealership predicament. Caught in the crossfire of these pricing and production strategies are the dealerships. Tasked with selling inventory dictated by automakers, they often find themselves overstocked with high-end models that few can afford. With lots overflowing, dealerships are resorting to extreme measures to move vehicles. Significant discounts, enticing offers, and promotional tactics like vehicle wraps are becoming commonplace. For example, some dealerships have begun wrapping unsold Land Rovers or Toyota models in bold designs, hoping to spark interest from hesitant buyers. But these tactics come at a cost. Slashing prices to clear inventory undermines the brand's image and compresses profit margins, leaving dealerships in an unsustainable financial position. To make matters worse, dealerships have little say in what they receive. Automakers decide production and distribution, often sending premium trims while leaving lower-cost options in short supply. This imbalance further alienates potential buyers, who arrive at dealerships expecting affordability only to find prices that stretch their budgets beyond reason. Adding to this pressure is the growing cost of maintaining large inventories. Unsold vehicles take up valuable space and tie up financial resources, leaving dealerships with fewer opportunities to invest in other areas. It's a vicious cycle. More expensive inventory leads to steeper discounts, which in turn reduces profitability and diminishes brand value. A consumer disconnect. The crux of the problem lies in a growing disconnect between what automakers produce and what consumers actually need. Most buyers prioritize affordability over luxury features. While advanced technology and opulent interiors are appealing, they're not enough to justify prices that exceed $40,000, $50,000, or even $100,000. Electric vehicles, a key focus for many automakers, illustrate this gap vividly. Models like the Ford Lightning and Toyota Prius Prime are often loaded with features designed to attract environmentally conscious, tech-savvy consumers. Yet these vehicles come with premium price tags that are unattainable for the majority of buyers. For instance, the Ford Lightning is marketed as a revolutionary electric truck, but its cost places it well out of reach for the average truck enthusiast. Similarly, the Toyota Prius Prime, while hailed as a technological marvel, fails to offer an affordable entry point for those new to electric vehicles. The same can be said for high-end electric sports cars like Toyota's GR Corolla, or premium trucks like the Ford F-150 Platinum. This disconnect has led to a critical impasse. Dealerships are left with an abundance of unsold electric and luxury vehicles, while consumers seeking affordable options are left with few viable choices. Buyers looking for entry-level sedans, basic trucks, or reasonably priced electric vehicles are often disappointed, forcing many to delay purchases or turn to the used car market. Breaking the cycle. The cycle of overproduction, inflated prices, and unsold inventory is unsustainable. If the automotive industry is to recover, it needs a paradigm shift. Automakers must realign their strategies to reflect consumer needs, rather than solely focusing on maximizing short-term profits. This means offering a balanced inventory that caters to a wider audience. Luxury models and high-tech electric vehicles will always have a place, but they must be complemented by affordable options that meet the demands of everyday buyers. Pricing strategies also need a complete overhaul. Automakers should ensure that advertised starting prices align with what consumers can actually find on dealership lots. This would restore trust and create a more transparent relationship between manufacturers and buyers. For dealerships, this shift could be a lifeline. With a more diverse inventory, they could attract a broader customer base, reducing their reliance on discounts to move high-end stock. This would not only improve profitability, but also enhance their reputation among consumers. Ultimately, breaking the cycle requires a willingness to adapt. Automakers must listen to consumers, analyze market trends, and be prepared to pivot when their strategies don't align with reality. By prioritizing affordability and accessibility, the industry can rebuild trust, boost sales, and create a more sustainable path forward. The vanishing promise of affordability. The promise of affordability has long been a cornerstone for building trust between automakers and consumers. Yet, in recent years, this promise has eroded, replaced by a harsh reality. Vehicles advertised as affordable are rarely found on dealership lots. This has created a credibility crisis for automotive giants like Ford, Toyota, and General Motors. Take the Ford Maverick as an example. This compact truck was heralded as a game changer, with starting prices that seemed tailored to meet the needs of cost-conscious buyers. Ford advertised its entry-level model at just over $25,000, but consumers quickly realized that finding one at this price was akin to finding a needle in a haystack. Most Mavericks available at dealerships were mid or high-level trims, with price tags creeping into the $35,000 range or higher. Toyota is not immune to the same criticism. The Toyota Prius Prime, another highly anticipated vehicle, suffers from the same disconnect. While its starting price is marketed at around $27,000, the actual models available for purchase often push $40,000 once added features and dealership markups are accounted for. This bait-and-switch pricing strategy leaves buyers disillusioned and feeling misled, further diminishing trust in these brands. General Motors has similarly struggled with maintaining consumer trust. Vehicles like the Chevrolet Silverado are marketed as accessible workhorse trucks, but the starting price rarely aligns with what is actually available. Buyers searching for a base model Silverado often find themselves faced with high-end trims priced well beyond their expectations. This breakdown in affordability is not just an issue of false advertising, it has a tangible impact on consumer behavior. When automakers fail to deliver on their promises, buyers are less likely to engage with their brands in the future. The erosion of trust is not just a short-term problem, it's a long-term liability that could haunt these companies for years to come. The compounding impact of overproduction. Compounding the trust issue is the ongoing problem of overproduction. Automakers have flooded the market with luxury vehicles, banking on sustained demand from affluent buyers. Yet, the reality on the ground tells a different story. Dealerships are overflowing with unsold inventory, much of it priced well beyond the reach of the average consumer. Consider the Toyota Grand Wagoneer, a vehicle priced at over $120,000. While undeniably luxurious, it has failed to find a steady market, often sitting unsold for months on dealership lots. Ford's lineup, including the F-150 Platinum and Lightning models, faces a similar fate. These vehicles, loaded with premium features and cutting-edge technology, remain inaccessible to the majority of buyers, leading to stagnant sales and bloated inventories. General Motors has also felt the sting of overproduction. Its Cadillac Escalade, a symbol of opulence, is another vehicle that suffers from limited demand. Despite its luxurious reputation, the high price tag deters most potential buyers, leaving dealerships struggling to clear their lots. The issue of overproduction extends beyond the luxury segment. Even mid-tier vehicles like the Toyota RAV4 and Ford Escape are affected. Automakers have prioritized higher trims with better profit margins, neglecting to produce entry-level models in sufficient quantities. This imbalance has left buyers frustrated and dealerships saddled with inventory they cannot move without significant discounts. The financial implications of overproduction are severe. Unsold vehicles take up valuable space and drain resources, creating a ripple effect throughout the entire automotive ecosystem. Dealerships face mounting pressure to offer steep discounts, which erodes profit margins and diminishes the perceived value of these vehicles. For automakers, the cost of maintaining unsold inventory can run into the millions, further straining their already tight budgets. The role of electric vehicles in the trust crisis. Electric vehicles have been touted as the future of the automotive industry, promising a cleaner, more sustainable mode of transportation. Yet, for all their potential, they have also contributed significantly to the erosion of trust in traditional automakers. Ford's Mustang Mach-E, for instance, has struggled to live up to its hype. While marketed as a revolutionary electric vehicle, its high price and limited availability have alienated many potential buyers. Similarly, Toyota's Prius Prime and other hybrid models are often priced beyond what the average consumer can afford, undermining their appeal as practical alternatives to traditional gas-powered vehicles. General Motors has also faced challenges with its electric lineup. The Chevrolet Bolt, once seen as a promising competitor in the affordable electric vehicle market, has been plagued by production delays and safety concerns. These issues have not only tarnished the vehicle's reputation, but also raised questions about General Motors' ability to compete in the rapidly evolving electric vehicle landscape. One of the most significant barriers to widespread electric vehicle adoption is the lack of affordable options. While luxury electric vehicles like the Tesla Model S and Rivian R1T dominate headlines, there remains a glaring void in the market for budget-friendly electric vehicles. Automakers have been slow to fill this gap, focusing instead on high-margin luxury models that cater to a niche audience. This strategy is short-sighted. Consumers are increasingly looking for electric vehicles that offer a balance of affordability and practicality. By failing to meet this demand, automakers risk alienating a large segment of the market and ceding ground to competitors who are willing to innovate in this space. A path forward. Rebuilding trust in the automotive industry will require a fundamental shift in how automakers approach pricing, production, and marketing. The first step is to align advertised starting prices with the vehicles that are actually available on dealership lots. Transparency in pricing is essential for restoring consumer confidence and fostering a sense of trust between automakers and buyers. Automakers must also address the issue of overproduction. This means scaling back production of high-end trims and prioritizing entry-level models that cater to the needs of everyday consumers. By offering a more balanced inventory, dealerships can attract a broader audience and reduce the financial strain of maintaining unsold stock. Electric vehicles present a unique opportunity to rebuild trust and capture new market share. To succeed, automakers must focus on developing affordable electric vehicles that appeal to a wide range of consumers. This includes addressing common barriers to adoption, such as range anxiety and charging infrastructure, while keeping costs within reach for the average buyer. Collaboration between automakers and dealerships is another critical component of rebuilding trust. Dealerships are the frontline representatives of automotive brands, and their success is closely tied to the strategies of the manufacturers they work with. By fostering stronger partnerships and providing dealerships with the tools they need to succeed, automakers can create a more sustainable and mutually beneficial ecosystem. Finally, automakers must be willing to adapt to changing market dynamics. This means staying attuned to consumer preferences, analyzing market trends, and being prepared to pivot when strategies don't align with reality. Flexibility and responsiveness will be key to navigating the challenges ahead and rebuilding trust in an industry that has seen its reputation take a hit. The rise of niche players and the challenge to legacy brands. The automotive industry has long been dominated by legacy giants like Ford, Toyota, and General Motors. Yet, as these titans grapple with the fallout of misaligned strategies and consumer mistrust, a new wave of niche players has begun to disrupt the status quo. Companies like Rivian, Lucid Motors, and Polestar are making significant strides in carving out their space in the market. Their approach is simple yet revolutionary. Focus on quality, innovation, and authenticity without the baggage of legacy constraints. Rivian, for instance, has gained attention with its rugged electric vehicles tailored to outdoor enthusiasts. The Rivian R1T and R1S are not only technologically advanced, but also cater to a specific demographic often overlooked by larger automakers. Lucid Motors has taken a different route, aiming to redefine luxury electric vehicles with its Lucid Air, which boasts a remarkable range and high-end features that rival even Tesla. Meanwhile, Polestar, backed by Volvo, is blending Scandinavian design with cutting-edge technology to create electric vehicles that stand out in a crowded market. Unlike their legacy counterparts, these companies are unencumbered by decades of traditional manufacturing practices, allowing them to innovate more freely and respond to consumer demands with agility. This shift toward niche players has put legacy automakers on notice. The challenge is clear: adapt or risk irrelevance. While the rise of these competitors has breathed new life into the industry, it also underscores the vulnerabilities of traditional automakers that have been slow to innovate or misjudged market trends. The role of government policies and incentives. Government policies have also played a pivotal role in shaping the current automotive landscape. Across the globe, governments are implementing stricter emission standards and offering incentives to encourage the adoption of electric vehicles. While these measures are intended to accelerate the transition to cleaner transportation, they have also exposed weaknesses in the strategies of legacy automakers. In the United States, federal tax credits for electric vehicles have become a key selling point for many automakers. However, not all brands have been able to capitalize on these incentives. Tesla and General Motors, for instance, initially lost eligibility for federal credits after reaching sales caps, but have since regained access under new guidelines. Meanwhile, foreign automakers like Toyota have struggled to qualify for the same incentives, putting them at a disadvantage in the US market. European automakers face their own set of challenges. The European Union has set ambitious targets for reducing carbon emissions, with plans to phase out internal combustion engines by the year 2035. While this has spurred innovation, it has also placed immense pressure on automakers to overhaul their production lines and invest heavily in electric vehicle technology. In China, government subsidies and a well-developed charging infrastructure have fueled the rapid growth of domestic electric vehicle manufacturers. Companies like BYD and NIO are capitalizing on these advantages to dominate the local market and expand their global presence. This has left foreign automakers scrambling to compete in one of the world's most important automotive markets. These policies, while aimed at fostering sustainability, have also created a highly competitive environment. Legacy automakers must navigate a complex web of regulations and incentives while addressing their internal challenges. Failure to do so could see them ceding market share to more agile competitors who are better equipped to thrive in this new reality. The consumer perspective: redefining value. At the heart of this upheaval is a fundamental shift in what consumers value. In the past, the automotive industry was largely driven by brand loyalty and the prestige associated with owning a particular make or model. Today, however, consumers are increasingly prioritizing affordability, efficiency, and environmental impact over traditional markers of status. This change is particularly evident in the rise of compact and crossover vehicles, which have become the fastest growing segments in the industry. Buyers are looking for cars that offer practicality and value without compromising on performance or safety. This trend has forced automakers to rethink their offerings and prioritize features that resonate with modern consumers. Electric vehicles are a prime example of this shift. While early adopters were drawn to electric vehicles for their novelty and cutting-edge technology, the broader market is now looking for practicality and cost-effectiveness. Range, charging time, and overall cost of ownership have become the defining factors for consumers considering an electric vehicle. Legacy automakers have struggled to keep pace with these changing expectations. While brands like Ford and Toyota have made strides in developing electric vehicles, their offerings often fall short of the affordability and convenience consumers now demand. Meanwhile, companies like Tesla have succeeded by focusing on creating a seamless ownership experience, from home charging solutions to over-the-air software updates that improve vehicle performance. This redefinition of value is a wake-up call for the industry. To remain competitive, automakers must not only meet but exceed consumer expectations. This means investing in technologies that enhance convenience and reliability, as well as rethinking pricing strategies to make vehicles more accessible to a wider audience. The road ahead. As the automotive industry stands at this crossroads, the path forward is clear. Innovation must take center stage. For legacy automakers, this means shedding outdated practices and embracing a future that prioritizes sustainability, technology, and consumer-centric design. One promising avenue is the integration of autonomous driving technology. While still in its infancy, this technology has the potential to revolutionize the way we think about transportation. Companies like Ford and General Motors are already testing advanced driver assistance systems, while Tesla's full self-driving software continues to evolve. The race to perfect this technology could define the next decade of the automotive industry. Another area ripe for innovation is battery technology. The development of solid-state batteries and other advanced energy storage solutions promises to address the limitations of current lithium-ion batteries, such as range and charging time. Toyota, in particular, has been a leader in this field, investing heavily in research and development to bring these next-generation batteries to market. Sustainability will also play a crucial role in shaping the future of the industry. Automakers are exploring ways to reduce their environmental impact, from sourcing sustainable materials to adopting carbon-neutral manufacturing processes. Ford's recent commitment to building electric vehicles using 100% renewable energy is a step in the right direction and sets a precedent for others to follow. Lastly, the importance of digital connectivity cannot be overstated. From in-car entertainment systems to vehicle-to-infrastructure communication, the ability to integrate seamlessly with the digital world is becoming a key differentiator for automakers. Companies that can leverage this technology to enhance the driving experience will have a significant edge in the market. The automotive industry is undergoing one of the most significant transformations in its history. From the rise of electric vehicles to the emergence of new competitors, the challenges and opportunities are immense. As legacy automakers navigate this new landscape, the question remains: will they adapt and thrive, or will they be left behind? We want to hear from you. What do you think about the changes happening in the automotive world? Are you excited about the future of electric vehicles? Or do you have concerns about affordability and accessibility? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you think the road ahead looks like.